Hello everyone, and I'm here with Foreign Mohog on one of our best gameplays as a team. We're playing against the new 3D Max team, and we beat them 8-1, which is one of the biggest thrashings we've given any team on this game, if we're going to be honest. It's not a case of them being bad, just we sort of clicked on this map and with the new addition of Bissel. But Steve, we find you ARing for one point for the start of this game. Why are you doing this?
Well, I used to SMG all the time, on every map all the time, but I just wasn't putting up numbers and I wasn't making a contribution to anything the team was doing with the SMG. So I decided to start playing with an AR, and it's been working really well.
So, would you advise for 3 ARs on this map, or do you think 2 ARs and 2 SMGs is the balance?
Um, I think both will work really. It's just dependent on how the player plays the map, really.
Yeah.
Myself, I just can't get into it on this side, and using the AR seems to work. And as you can see here, we get quite a few kills down straight away.
Yeah, definitely. And we've recently had the addition of Bissell to the team. What do you think Bissell brings to the lineup, and how does this affect our gameplay?
I don't know. We seem to just click from the word go. He's a great player. Me and him work well together. Our comms have dramatically improving, and everything's just really improving, really.
Okay, so it's much more like an objective focus, don't you think, as well? With obviously the addition of Bissell, like we've started pulling a lot more flags. I sort of mentioned this in our in one of my old random talk sessions or whatever. Like bringing in a new player could bring the possibility of us having more objective work done, and I think that's definitely the case shown by this
Yeah,
gameplay.
yeah, definitely. All of our games recently have been big scoring games. We've scored so many flags in most of our games recently, to compared to what we used to do. We used to more likely win by a flag or two. Now we're winning by like 5, 6.
Yeah, and particularly at the end of this game, Steve, we see how we run loads of flags continuously. What do you think we were doing right at that point to sort of enable us to get so many flags in such a short space of time?
We took the right routes. We knew what we was doing. We was communicating very well, cutting them off when they were trying to cut us off. Just did everything right when we needed to.
What do you think are the most predominant cut-offs on this map, and where do you think your ARs should be situated to support players like yourself?
Um, you will definitely need someone in corridor at all times.
Yeah.
Uh, on this side, you probably need you need a guy quite defensive on the left hand side watching the road, so they can't cut off and just run right to you.
Yeah, definitely. You see, in our team that'll be Tech, and I'll
Yeah.
usually be the one pushing the spawn. But here at half time, I believe that's 3-0. I'm not quite sure on that. But it seems on this side you've swapped to an SMG. Sorry, why do you think you've done this? And how do you feel about sort of manipulating the good side in order to get a bigger lead?
Uh, it's good to get a big lead on a bad side,
On a bad
but
side,
yeah.
you see, we have opposite thinking here. Do you not feel that on the bad side you want to play for the sort of minimum loss, and then on the good side you want to just go all out?
Well, you don't want to overextend on the bad side. Well, otherwise it can go downhill straight away. You can stay in spawn all game, get spawn checked all game, and have a big defeat on that side. But what you say is right. Sometimes you do need to hold out for a stalemate.
Yeah, I think that's a tactic adopted by quite a lot of the top teams. I mean, we saw Western Wolves do it against us, and that was quite an interesting tactic. Like we've never really seen that done on competitive Call of Duty, where teams have like sort of almost abandoned one side now. It might be the case a bit on Black Ops with like grid and cracked and stuff, where teams are just playing really defensive. But now it's just like a new scale of sort of sacrificing one side. I'm not sure if you agree with that, but that's definitely sort of what I've seen.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that.
So, um, playing your role as an SMG objective player, what tips are the most important, and in order to win, what do you need to do basically?
Well, you definitely need to have your head straight in the game. You need to be looking at your radar at all times, communicating at all times, so you know when to push, where your teammates are, where they're going to spawn, so you make the correct run.
And on this map, what do you think is the most important running route? Do you feel it's the
Well,
right, left, or top?
on this side, you need to probably for a stalemate. If you want to go for a stalemate, you have to run it church quite a lot. But if you've got 4 down, then you have to run top mid for the quickest cap possible.
Yeah. Well, on this side we see you running at mannequins, and we have a lot of support here from Tech, who's just holding down that left-hand side. On this side, you want the player to be holding corridor, who is usually the most defensive player in your team, to sometimes sort of watch the chapel area, like the far left-hand side. We call it obtuse, which I'm never gonna know why, but
I actually know why.
and we've Yeah, and we've sort of adopted some weird call-outs, but that's not really. It doesn't really matter because as long as you know where to refer it to. But who do you think, Steve, are the biggest threats at LAN? Starting from the top, Apex. How do you see them as a threat?
They're definitely a big threat. They've proven up two lands on the trot that they've got nothing to. They've just got everything sorted. The teamwork's great. They're all great players, and they're definitely the biggest team to beat so far.
And we've seen the disband. What is it? Dispansion? Is that a word? Basically, Mythics have completely just disappeared now. What were your thoughts on their team? Like you seem to
There's
hype
a
them
good,
quite a lot. Go on, sorry.
yeah, there's a great team. They really haven't been together that long at all. And to come second at a LAN and to win the winner bracket 3-1 was quite good. But they seem to just let it slip. I think that was due to the inexperience of being a team for a short time in the grand final.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. It was just, I think they were expecting a little bit too much and too quick, and then obviously that sort of transpired into like them disbanding as a team. But other teams, Infused. What are your thoughts on them?
Infused, they either play well or they don't play well at all. It's just they're one of the on and off teams. I don't really see them as a massive threat, but they can be a threat if they wanted to, and they had their game in head in the games.
Yeah, definitely. I think like individual player wise, they've just got some of the strongest like talents, like Vapes in
Yeah,
particular, who you seem to love at every event.
big vapes.
Big Vapes. Um, the other potential teams, who else do you see as contenders? I'm can't remember off the top of my head, but oh,
Um,
Western Wolves. Yeah, I forgot to ask you
yeah,
about that.
Western Wolves, they're looking pretty hot in the minute. They haven't played at LAN, so I can't really say too much about them, but online they've definitely proven themselves as a top team.
Yeah, I thought like how well practiced they were was just
Yeah,
like
they're so organised, and they're probably the most organised British team that I've played against so far.
yeah, certainly. And I sort of hope they get the opportunity to go to MLG, given the fact they're putting all this effort as well. Because like
Yeah, they
obviously Mac
deserve
and
it.
Toby haven't been yet, and they're like the most achieved players, other than obviously Excellence and Gunchi. But so who do you think the biggest breakthrough players on Modern Warfare 3 are? Like we haven't really seen that many names just sort of jump out of the screen like we did on Black Ops, like
Yeah.
yourself. But who have you seen on Modern Warfare 3 who's sort of taken your eye?
Well, definitely Johnny Matos from 3D Max. He's quite a good player. He's a good slayer. He does his role quite well, but the game's not always kill dependent. McGee's definitely a breakout player for me, and I'd say Cookie did quite well for himself at Reflex.
Oh yeah, big yeah, Cookie. I remember you on that stream when he was
Yeah,
playing
hash
against
Cookie
Apex
Nation,
on what was it?
C-Town CTF.
Sea Town. Yeah, he was going so huge, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And we've seen a post on Deserter recently about people playing for kills, and obviously you're the complete opposite of this. So
yeah.
we're obviously not gonna like name and shame here, but what are your opinions on this, like kill whoring in general?
I really don't agree. Like the other day when we played a scrim, for example, we went negative 35 overall, was it?
Yeah,
As a team, and then we actually ended up winning 3-1. So it just tells you that kills mean nothing. As long as you set up and make the kills at the right time, that's fine. But making kills at the game, just going for kills and not working with your team is not going to get you anywhere.
yeah, that's certainly the case. I mean, this game here is quite hypocritical for us to say that because we have such a big lead and we did like outslay them quite substantially here, but it just sort of gives credit that when we do outslay, like we just sort of we trash on teams in terms of objective. Like I think that'll be hopefully be the case at LAN, obviously, because
Yeah,
like if we can sort of transcribe this objectiveness that we have now into like an event, we're sort of like putting so much pressure on teams, which I wanna be seeing. But so where did you? As you can see here at this point, you're running down this mannequin side once again, and where do you think the essential cutoffs are for this side?
definitely you have to cut off bottom up, which was what I was trying to do with Bizzle, but Tech was on the balcony helping us out. And then you need one guy in corridor watching mid map, and then the guy from balcony when our flag runners in car park to cut back to our flag.
Yeah, to watch those back stairs area.
Yeah.
Yes, that's definitely the case. And if you want to go for a fast run in the top corridor, where do you want to go?
You'd probably need someone on their bridge watching their spawns, and you're going to need a guy mid map, in the corridor watching mid map, and you probably need a guy with you just in case there is anyone already in the cutoff.
Yeah, that's certainly true. And obviously the risk of someone being already in the corridor, so someone needs to be clearing that for you.
Yeah,
But you see here, I think the overall score is 8-1,
yeah.
which yeah, this is probably I actually think it is our biggest win if I'm going to be honest. I don't remember winning this much before, but do you?
Nah,
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned the Apex Germany game at Reflex, because at that point we had like no understanding of the game, and like
Yeah.
it was arcading, and we just didn't know the spawns at all. And obviously, that just sort of showed like how you can perform under pressure in certain situations. But I'm gonna have to wrap this up now. Thanks for doing this, Steve. Obviously, this is like the
That's right.
first video. I think this is one of the first gameplays you've got on YouTube.
Finally.
And people will probably be surprised to hear you as well. No, but thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel.